Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Let's get started. Today I have for you 5 DIYs all coming from the Target dollar spot. I am going to start with these 2 tea towels that I found. They were $5 for both and they're actually pretty good size. Now it's a little bit more than what I would have liked to spend, but I really love the pattern, I love the color, and so I just grabbed them. I'm going to use the striped one to create a pillow. And I'm going to hot glue instead of sewing it, but you can certainly sew if you'd like, if you're going to recreate something similar or the same thing. I am going to leave about an inch on the seam, so about an inch from the edge on all 4 corners. That way it'll just have like a little border. That's just what I decided to do.
It's cold outside, but the fire keeps us warm. We can spend the night underneath the mistletoe, and I've gotten you a present that I put under the...
I am now going to grab the other tea towel and I am going to cut off where it says Mrs. Claus Bakery. I'm just going to cut it. I'm going to leave about 2 inches on all 4 sides.
Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for you and me. The snow is falling down and the storm is on its way, but as long as you're around, everything will be okay. 'Cause all I wanna do is spend this holiday with you.
I am now going to take this leftover piece of burlap fabric. It's more of a sack from burlapfabric.com, and I am going to cut about 2 inches outside of the square that I already cut with the tea towel. I am going to place it in the middle of the what will be the pillow cover, and I am going to hot glue it in place and then hot glue the other piece on top of it.
Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for me and you. I've longed for this moment to have you for myself, in a cabin out in nowhere, just us and no one else. I've decorated everything to be perfect for this week. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for you and me. Another year went by, but the difference this time is that ever since July, I've been happier than I have ever been. It's safe to say that my love for you is true.
I made a mistake here that I glued the top portion there facing the other way. Yep, that's me realizing I made a mistake. I wanted the little tassels to be on the top of the pillow instead of the bottom of the pillow. However, when I tried to remove the Mrs. Claus Bakery portion, it was way too stuck and it was ripping the fabric, so I didn't want to mess with it. So I kept the tassels on the bottom. Live and learn. If you're going to recreate something like this, make sure you keep the tassels up if that's what you want. That's what I wanted initially, but nonetheless, I really like the way the pillow turned out. I stuffed the pillow using a pillow stuffer or pillow stuffing from a Walmart pillow that I use over and over again. And now I'm going to seal or hot glue the opened side so that way it's nicely secure. And that's it. We'll be done with this one. It's a very easy DIY and it's such a cute way to kind of add some farmhouse style kind of Christmassy decor to either a bedroom or your living room.
It is Christmas, the first for me and you. I've longed for this moment to have you for myself, in a cabin out in nowhere, just us and no one else. I've decorated everything to be perfect for this week.
Guys, I do want to remind you about my other channel, Beauty on Purpose at Home, where I do shop with me, decorate with me, and just things that I don't do necessarily on this channel. So if you have not connected with me there, I do have the link down in the description box. After you're done watching this, I invite you to come out and check it out. All right, so for this next DIY, I found these beautiful wooden wreaths at the Target dollar spot, and this was one of them. There were actually several, But this one I want to work on today. And although I love the very neutral color, I do want to add a little bit of red to the berries. So I'm just going to dry brush very almost messy because I wanted to look almost distressed to all the berries. However, it ended up being a little bit too pinkish or peach. So I did go over it once again to make sure that the red was darkened. Alright, so now I'm going to take this ribbon from burlapfabric.com. I am going to have their link down below. They have amazing, amazing products, all kinds of burlap everything. So check it out when you're done watching this video. Alright, so this bow is going to be a little bit on the larger side, but that's exactly what I'm looking for. And I'm just going to make it very simple. I'm going to give it dovetails to each like ribbon part, the tail parts. And then I'm going to hot glue it to the bottom of the wreath. I then hot glued 2 pine cones from the Dollar Tree. One is larger, the other one is smaller. And then I'm going to hot glue a leaf that's just a random leaf that is left over on a pick from the Dollar Tree. I just thought it needed a little bit of a green tone. So I'm going to hot glue that to one of the sides. And then that's it, guys. A very simple DIY, but very farmhouse-ish, very neutral kind of Christmas decor. I do also want to remind you that I have an Instagram page. I do post there daily, sometimes multiple times, behind the scenes and sneak peeks. So I'd love to connect with you there. It is down in the description box as well. All right, guys, so for this next DIY, I am going to use this. It's like a panel board. I'm not sure what it would be used for other than maybe taping something, or I'm not sure. It's not magnetic, so I'm not sure what it would be used for, but what I'm going to use it for is I'm going to create a letter for Santa envelope. So I taped the edge of the inside edge so that I don't get paint. And now I cut the painter's tape in half, and I am going to angle, put the strips of tape, yeah. I think I said that right. And I am going to paint it in like a dark green. I just want it to have a green and red look, kind of like what you already see with the tape, but it's just going to be a little darker. This is Artisa's fabric paint, but I have used it on other surfaces and it works really well. And it is the, I believe is Evergreen Green or something like that.
Hold up, I am on my way. I'm in motion. Let's go to the ocean. Yeah, let's go outside. We can hang out.
Once the paint was dry, of course, I removed everything. And this is so satisfying, isn't it? When you get to remove the tape and see the final result. I did get a little bit of paint on the board, but I did sand that off with a piece of sandpaper and it came off pretty well.
Without freezing. Yeah, isn't that amazing? In Christmas times, we'll be chilling and having a good.
Using my Cricut, I created a faux address to and from. Basically, the from address is just something I made up. And then the for, I just basically kept it simple. It says for Santa North Pole. And then I did want to add a stamp. I couldn't find one on Cricut Design Space that I really liked. So I just decided to create my own. I cut out a little tree a little pine tree. I placed it where the stamp would be, and then I free-handed the stamp portion as well as the kind of like the stamp that they put over the stamp to mail it. And I think it turned out pretty well. Let me know what you think in the comments, if you think it turned out, fine or not. But a couple of the letters were missing. I don't know what happened, but my Cricut did not cut them. I didn't even see them in the little piece of vinyl that I pulled off. But nonetheless, I used a permanent marker and just filled them in, and it was pretty easy to do.
Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the windows and the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart. But this year I wanna hang out with my friends and family, making angels in the sand. You ready? Doesn't matter, it is Christmas in my heart. And I can promise Santa's coming to visit. No, he wouldn't miss this in Christmas times. Oh, and the sunset, it is just getting better on a blanket with the skyline painted in blue. Ooh.
And I am just about done with this one, guys. And I really love the way this turned out. I'm really happy, even with the like freehand portion. But again, let me know what you think of this envelope.
Yeah, that's what we do. We'll be chilling and having a good time. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the windows and the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart. But this year I wanna hang out with.
All right, guys. So I also want to tell you about my website, which is a blog. I post monthly. Basically, it's just like my top 5, my top 10 kind of things. And I love to connect with you there as well. I do have the link in the description box. All right, guys, for this next DIY, I'm going to take this window that is, again, from the Target dollar spot. It was $3, and I quickly knew exactly what I wanted to do with it. I'm going to remove the glass portion, although it's very pretty. In my mind, I just want to make it a lot more farmhouse style. Once I have the back removed, I am going to add some chicken wire. This chicken wire is from Amazon, and it is a lot more manageable than what the chicken wire that you would get at the hardware store. Because I have worked with the hardware store chicken wire, and although it is great quality, it is not too crafty friendly, my friends. I got scratched and cut. So the one you can get at Amazon is a lot more manageable and softer. So that's just what I'm doing here. I'm just kind of measuring, or not even measuring, just placing it on top, and then I'm gonna just use wire cutters and just cut right through the edge to fit it on the window.
Let's go outside. The snow is falling down and every.
Once I had it cut to size, I am now going to secure it using staples and my electric stapler, but it really wasn't hardwood, so I could have done it either with hot glue or a regular stapler, but since I had this on hand, that's what I used.
Is having so much fun. The snowman is twice the size as me with a smile as quirky as mine. We're holding hands to keep each other warm while we stand and watch a choir performing all the Christmas songs that
I wanted to distress the window just a bit, so I'm going to use some antiquing wax from Waverly, and I'm just going to just add a little bit of distress and some antiquing in the corners and the edges, and then wipe off any excess.
get all the Christmas songs that we love. And in a while we're gonna go inside and drink our chocolate by the fire. 'Cause all I want is to spend this day with you. Let me give you a Christmas moment we'll fill with love and joy. So beautiful, kissing on a mistletoe, baby, with you. I don't need any presents.
Now I'm going to take 2 of these Dollar Tree garland ties, and I'm going to kind of twist them around very lightly, and then I'm going to make a mini wreath to place on the window. I am then going to take more of that burlap fabric ribbon, and I am going to make a little, kind of like a smaller ribbon. I'm going to fold it in 3s and hot glue it to make it thinner. and that's what I'm going to hang the wreath from.
As long as I spend this day with you, so beautiful, kissing on a mistletoe, baby, with you. Ooh. I'm making plans for what we're gonna do.
Once I cut it to the size that I wanted it, I am going to staple the back ribbon and then hot glue the one in the front so you do not see the staple. And then I'm going to make a small simple bow for the bottom of the wreath. That way it just adds a little bit of color, even though it is very neutral as well. And then that's it for this one, guys. Another very simple, but didn't turn out super cute. I mean, the window was already cute in itself, but I think adding the chicken wire and adding the wreath just added a whole new level of farmhouse cuteness to it.
So blessed that I can be with you. 'Cause God knows that I've been longing for you. Just wanna hold you close. You know the stars are shining just for you. Let's take a walk and we can follow the moonlight till we reach a place we can stay. Maybe kiss a bit and dream away. And in a while we're gonna go inside and drink our chocolate by the fire. 'Cause all I want is to spend this day with you. Let me give you a Christmas, a moment we'll fill with love and joy. So beautiful, kissing on a mistletoe, baby, with you. I don't need any presents, as long as I spend this day with you.
Alright guys, so on to our final DIY. I found this tier tray at the Target dollar spot for $5, and could you believe that I do not have a tier tray in my home? I have made a couple here on my channel, and I have used them temporarily, but I just haven't kept one. So this one I am actually planning on keeping all through our Christmas season and even after that. So I'm just going to add some greenery and some things that I have found either at the Target dollar spot or either Dollar General. Like this little barn is a little Dollar General ornament that I found. This little milk jug is also from the Dollar General. So stinking cute. I'm going to place it right next to the barn. And I'm just going to keep styling it with different items, again, from the Target dollar spot as well as Dollar General.
Christmas lights are all around. I can see them now.
This little sack is a little gift bag that you can buy. It's only $1 at the Target dollar spot, but I'm just going to use it with a just some paper scrunched up inside. And it's just so cute. I love it, love it, love it. I know I have seen these in a bigger size where you can put like bigger gifts, but this one is so stinking cute. This little pine evergreen tree I found at the Target dollar spot for just $1, and I thought it was the perfect size to add to this tier tray. I am then going to add a little sled that's also from the Target dollar spot for $1. It's actually an ornament, but how cute is that? And look at this tiny little rolling pin. So cute. I finished everything off by just adding some pine cones from the Dollar Tree, and that's it. Keep it simple, don't add too much, and I think it looks super adorable and very farmhouse-ish. I would love to know which one of all these 5 DIYs is your favorite. I would want to say that the tier tray is my favorite, but there really wasn't much of a DIY, right? It was just putting things on the tray. So if I were to choose from the first 4 DIYs, I would have to choose the pillow. Even though I messed up and I added the tassels to the bottom of the pillow, I think it was actually my favorite. And then second would be the little window. But let me know which one is your favorite. If this is your first time visiting, I hope you consider subscribing and joining our YouTube family. And if you're returning, thank you so much for watching. I have here for you a playlist with tons more of Christmas inspiration if you want to watch more. Bye!